Hello, my name is Bruce Whitfield, and this is Homework 7, Video 3 for ECN 423, Section 1. This right here is my top-level program that I have it set up with the shift register, finite state machine, and counter as components. The entity for this top-level program has the 4-bit input. It has a 1-bit clock, reset, and data in input. And it has a 3-bit selector, a 3-bit output F, and a 4-bit output P. The output F is from the finite state machine, and the output P is from the counter and the shift register. And then you have 1-bit increment, decrement, and then 1-bit clear, shift right, rotate right, and the 1-bit input. So those are the inputs and outputs for the top level program. Now I'm moving down to the architecture. So I have the architecture set up with the component for the shift register with its inputs and outputs, the component for the finite state machine with its inputs and outputs, and the component for the counter with its inputs and outputs. Then, so right here at these three components, I am declaring those components. Right down here, I'm instantiating the shift register, instantiating the finite state machine, and instantiating the counter. Now let's move on to the test bench. Alright, so this test bench for the top level is going to have signals, 1-bit signal for clock, reset, data in, increment, decrement, clear, shift right, rotate right, and 1-bit input for the shift register. And it's going to have signal NP and OutP that are 4-bit. And it's going to have a signal select and OutF that are 3-bit. I create a component from the top level with its inputs and outputs. And then, so after I have declared this component, I instantiate the component for the top level. And I just start off by, when you're at the state 1, I enabled reset and clear, and it sets, it clears the register for the counter and the shift register. And then on the rising edge, I put the 4-bit input in, and then I just wait for the next rising edge, and it is now in state 1. And so then I enable the shift right, and I put a 1 for the 1-bit input for the shift register, and data in for the finite state machine for 1. And then I wait for the next rising edge, and I'm now at state 2. I enable the clock, increment, I enable the bit for the finite state machine, and then I wait for the next rising edge. And at the next rising edge, I'm at state 3. I enable rotate right, the input 1-bit input for the finite state machine, and then I wait for the next rising edge, and I enable the decrement and the 1-bit input for finite state machine, and that will end my test bench for my top level.